Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make are peanut butter chocolate chip squares. I don't know many people that don't like peanut butter and don't like chocolate, so I think you're going to like this recipe. Well, if you give it a try. And it's relatively pretty easy to make, and if any of you watched my videos before, I do say time and time again, I like quick, I like fast and easy, but good tasting recipes, and this is one of them. So let's get started. First, we're going to start off with 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. By the way, I no longer put the recipe below the video, and I'm really sorry about that. I'll explain later on. But hopefully I'll go slow enough and clearly enough that if you'd like to jot down the notes of the recipe, you're going to be able to do that, okay? So once again, bears repeating, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now you can use your stand-up mixer as I am, or your hand mixer. That's really up to you. But for videos and what have you, this is much quicker and faster for me to use the stand-up. The next thing you're going to put in is 1/2 cup of your brown sugar. Okay, that was 1/2 cup with a 1/2 cup of granulated, and I'm just going to stir it together a little bit. The next thing you're going to be putting in is a 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter. I cut it up into small pieces because I think it's quicker to cream it and break it up for the video, and I've had it at room temperature, so that's a 1/2 cup or 1 stick. And then I'm going to cream the sugars with the butter. I'm going to warn you about the sound of the mixer, okay? It can be a little loud, so give you a heads up. Now, once you cream the butter with the brown and the granulated sugar, it shouldn't take you long at all. It should take you maybe a minute or two, depending on the speed and what type of mixer you're using, okay? The next thing that you're going to be putting in, of course, is peanut butter. You need 1/3 cup. Now, feel free to use the crunchy if you prefer, but this particular recipe that I'm making is for somebody that can't have well, for reasons, they don't like the crunchy. I'll just put it that way. They don't like the crunchy. So I'm using the creamy, but feel free to use 1/3 creamy or crunchy peanut butter. Any brand, your brand would work great, okay? Whatever's best for you. The next thing I'm going to put in and beat in is 1 egg that I've had at room temperature. And again, once again, warn you about the sound. Now, once you combine that and you've got a nice creamy blend of it, okay, I hope you can see that. All right. Put that back in there. All right, we're going to work on our dry ingredients. So you're going to need 1 cup of all-purpose, 1 cup. And I'm actually just going to put it all in there instead of a little at a time. And then you're also going to be putting in 1 cup of oats, okay? Not the quick ones. I don't use the quick ones on this recipe. So 1 cup of oats. And then just beat it together. Now, you're going to spend a minute or two to do that, but again, I'm moving it along due to the video, okay? The next thing that you're going to be putting in is a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, once it's come together. It doesn't take a long time to really mix it, just so everything's come together. And then put a half a cup of whatever flavor, whether it's dark or milk chocolate, or you could use anything that you like. If you like butterscotch with peanut butter, use butterscotch morsels. But anyway, these are milk chocolate that I'm using, a half a cup. Now you can fold it in if you worry about them getting broken up and the morsels losing their integrity. But I find that just for a few seconds, it's not going to break them up, and it's going to be evenly distributing them through the cookie dough. Okay, now once you have that done, let me just take out the paddle and take off some of the excess. As I always say, you hate to waste product because, you know, it takes you time to do the baking, and you know, it costs money to buy the ingredients, so why waste anything? Now I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay. Oh, it smells so good because you can smell the chocolate and the peanut butter, and then when it's in the oven, oh my gosh, the whole kitchen smells so good. Okay. You're going to need a 13 by 9 pan, and I've heavily greased it, okay? However you want to, you know, grease it, but I'm using solid shortening. This is the only part of the recipe that I think, you know, you got to have a little bit of patience with. I got a little too much shortening there, okay? And by the way, if you don't want to put the chocolate chips in, you don't have to. And you'll actually find if you don't put the chocolate chips, it's easier to spread this out in your pan. Now, you will have enough product for the 13 by 9 pan. You really will. But this is the part that I was telling you, you got to have a little bit of patience, because you know, it's going to take you just a little bit to spread this out evenly from edge to edge down the center. I'm not going to bore you with that right now, but I will tell you, yes, it can be done, so don't worry. You're going to have enough. If you find that you're not having enough, it's because one spot is maybe too thick, you know, and you can tell by the height of it, you know, just to scrape it down to where you need it to be, okay? And I'm just using just a plain butter knife, really, to do it. And like I said, this takes the most time, to be very honest with you. Now, again, I'm not going to bore you with it, but you can see how by just spreading it and evening it out, you're going to have enough to fill this 13 by 9. You really will. And I still didn't even clean out all my mixing bowl yet. Now, you're going to bake this at 350 degrees, and it's going to take anywhere from 17 to 22 minutes. Now, and you know, our ovens all set up so differently. So I start watching mine after about 13 minutes, 14 minutes, that kind of thing, because I don't want them too brown, and I don't want them to be you know, where they're too hard and they come out real dried out. So mine usually come up within that 17, but again, every oven is so different. Then once they come out of that hot oven, just sit them on a cooling rack till you're ready to cut them and eat them. Now, there's also a fantastic frosting for these peanut butter chocolate chip bars that I'm going to have another video on. So I didn't want to put it together because I thought it would run too long. But I will show you. Let me rinse my hands quickly here. And I will show you very quickly what they look like. This is half, you know, if you're not going to want to put a frosting over it, okay? A peanut butter chocolate frosting over it. And you can use whatever type of frosting, or buttercream frosting or fudge frosting you want to use. But this is how they're going to bake up, and the nice height. You'll have a nice crispy edge all the way around, okay? And it just has a beautiful golden bottom to it. Now, I want to show you what they look like. I just put them in just to set the frosting. And now you can, of course, these are quite large. I'll actually end up cutting those into, you know, each into half, whoops, to serve them. But I think they look so pretty. And then I don't know if you can see it, but the you put like a swirl and of the peanut butter frosting, so it gives a little bit of a glazed look to them. And oh, these are absolutely delicious, these bars, you know. They've got that nice golden brown on the bottom. I hope you can see that. And then the chocolate chips, so it has a crunch to it when you bite into it, yet it has a moisture. They're not real dense, they're not real heavy, but they are absolutely delicious with or without the frosting. And again, if you are interested in seeing this peanut butter chocolate swirl frosting, I will have a video on it. So there you have it. I hope if you try this recipe, and if you like it, please leave a comment, because I'd love to hear from you, and I will answer in a timely fashion. Again, sorry I don't put those the recipe on anymore, because I'm not alone on this, that's for sure. I got very tired of having my work pinned and posted and people claiming it as theirs, and I saw people write to me or had questions on other sites and I couldn't answer, and it's so frustrating. So it's just not worth it for me anymore to do that. So I want to thank you for watching me on YouTube, because you know that's the only place I put my videos on. So if you'd be kind enough to check me out only and solely on YouTube, and then if you do have a question, I'm going to get it and I'm going to answer it. So if you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, boy, I'd appreciate it. Or even give the video a like. I can't thank you enough. Again, thanks for watching me on Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.